I believe that during our last Tuesday session, I gave you one of the most important ways of identifying the devil when he's coming to tempt you and to try you. And I touched on a subject that I knew was very difficult to comprehend and to understand. But obviously, when God brings something to our attention, He also at the same time gives us the ability to comprehend and to understand. And I was talking about how Jesus was tempted, how Jesus was tried during those 40 days and 40 nights when he had fasted and prayed, and yet still he was tempted and he overcame. And I also pointed out the fact that all the temptations that he went through, they were more like some mental temptations. The devil was dealing with his mind, and the devil was sort of like intercepting and causing Jesus to think in a certain way which he was not supposed to. But if you then understand that part, it will be easy for you to navigate, even if you find yourself right at the center of any given temptation. You will know how to react, you will know how to respond, you will know how to act. And it will be easy for you to find your way out of any temptation that you might be going through, especially if you can master the way you reason and you look at the way you think. It will be very, very helpful, because that's how the devil attacks you. He comes into your life through the way you think, and your brain and your thinking becomes a doorway through which the devil can gain access into your life and manipulate you and cause all sorts of havocs in your life. So your mind becomes the most important part that even the devil is interested in. If he can only control your mind, he knows he can also control your life. So Jesus was tempted, and I said the devil wasn't suggesting anything to Jesus, like turn those stones into bread. He made Jesus to think. So it was sort of like Jesus thinking about doing it, and yet at the same time it was the devil spearheading that idea, causing Jesus to think. And I said, if the devil comes now and he tells you to do something, and you can audibly hear his voice, the voice of the devil, telling you to go somewhere where you shouldn't go, you are never going to listen, and the devil knows that. That is not how the devil tempts people. The devil causes you to think, and you look at it and it is like your own idea. So it's not like an outside voice coming inside. It's an inward voice that is making suggestions, and you think it is you that is thinking about it, and yet it is the devil tempting you. So because we're talking about the power of imagination, we are now at that stage where probably most of you would begin to say, okay, man of God, I've heard you. Now I'm aware that I have to think, I have to reason, I have to imagine in a positive way. But that is exactly what I've been trying to do from the day you started teaching on the power of imagination. So what is the next step? What is the next stage? If for some time now I've been able to maintain a particular way of thinking, do I just have to continue thinking like that? Should I continue maintaining that same idea or that same imagination? If that is the case, when am I going to then have a harvest or realize any benefit from doing that? When is it going to end? I can't just continue thinking about it. You have taught me that I have to really align my power of imagination and make sure that I don't imagine anything evil. And that's exactly what I'm doing. What is the next step? What then should I do after imagining a thing? I've seen all of it. I used to have a problem with that. I've been thinking about some crazy things. But now I've been trying for some time now to think correctly and to imagine good things. And that's what I've been trying to do. But then what is the next step towards achieving those positive imaginations? What should I do now? Does it have to end there, where you just think about it? You go to sleep, you dream about it? What should I do next for me to get that idea achieved? What should I do now? So I'm leading you somewhere. Obviously, it might take a bit of time. But the most important thing is that we are at least going somewhere. So I want you to keep on reminding yourself that this is not just a place where we come and we sit and we're not going anywhere. This place, it's a mobile place. Where we come, we sit, and at the same time, we are moving towards a particular destination. Are we together? Because I know this definitely was going to become the next question. Maybe next week or maybe a month from now, you are still going to ask me this question. So what's next? What then should I do now after thinking about it? And I think by now, my way of reasoning is good. I'm no longer imagining bad upon myself. No. But how then do I bring it to pass? How then do I bring it into its manifestation? The power of imagination. So under the power of imagination today, just allow me just for some few minutes to talk about the power of your tongue. James chapter number 3. James chapter 3. From verse number 1. My brethren, be not many masters or teachers, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation. For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body. Now, I would want you to read from verse number 3 going down up to verse number 12, and then I'll start from verse number 1 to explain. From verse number 3, 1 to go. We may be seated.